I think one thing that will really help this series move along just a little bit faster is just having more construction vehicles, especially over here near the west, where our resources are not limited, right? We're buying everything from the border anyway. So I think just having more vehicles over here is really going to be a huge help. I'm restricted by the temporary offices and how many I'm allowed to have. So I'm building one of these big old 24 vehicle offices over here. I'm going to stuff everybody in this office. I'm going to fill this office up. I'm going to build another office right next to it, maybe a little bit down the road, maybe down here or something. And then they can go and meet up at this office down here. Now, that is a very long distance away. Having to go to this border connection to buy stuff for development instead of that one is going to slow things down a little bit. But I think it'll be faster, honestly, than to have 48 vehicles relying on this in single road. So I'm going to spread them out and make them go over here. That's a lot more driving. It's going to be more gas and all that. But I think overall it's going to be a smarter decision in getting the west area here developed a little bit more. This train is waiting. So this train just keeps trying to get in here. This is another problem. This train just keeps trying to get into here, but it's unable to do so because of the metro trains, right? So if I tell it to ignore this, for example, it's going to enter into the metro loop. Now, the metro loop has, of course, metro trains moving along, and there's no signaling in here. And the way these construction trains work, it's coming right now, yep. The way these construction trains work is if you are in the way, if this train is in the way of this train, then this train disappears. And that's what keeps happening. Every time I get this thing into here, it's going to be in the way and it disappears. It's just unable to get to this point to start drilling this hole. There's probably a gap in here somewhere, but probably what I'm going to have to do is just watch this, like babysit this a little bit. And when it enters, I'll basically have to just stop any train that's coming from this direction or this direction. I'm just going to have to hit stop on them. And that'll throw off their timing a little bit. But it's going to let this thing finally get in here, turn around, and get over here so it can start boring this tunnel to the airport. Because right now it's never getting done because that thing just keeps despawning. Okay, I have done this. So I've decided to widen this out a little bit here. This is all much wider. You can probably tell from last video. This whole area here used to be out to about here. I think you can kind of see it in the shallows, actually. Maybe not, but it used to be out here, and then it was connected. So now I've got the 3 pump jacks kind of laid out right here. And if I take a look at their road connections, it's all internal. Very nice. So I could, for example, just have this meet up through here. I don't think it really matters because they're going to have to be maintained by helicopter anyway. I'm not going to put any bridges or anything on them. So if that's the case, we really don't need the roads at all, do we? But I don't know. We'll put them in there just to make it look like there's at least an attempt at doing it. We're also going to need power in here too. And you know what? That's going to need to be in here. Yeah, I'm going to have maybe this tiny little guy right here in the center. Maybe something like this. Can I come from... so the power is getting routed where? It's coming around. Yeah, it's getting powered through here. I think there's probably a way. It is nighttime. Let's make it day if I can, or at least let it run to daytime. If there's a way to get power from here, then there should be a way to go under the water and tag up here. But either way, we're going to need one of these things. So I'm going to say probably we put it... We can put it on this side, make it shorter. Just put it in the center. We'll put it like right here. And then if we can get power into this thing, then all these things remain powered, and that's good. We are going to pipe all of these things over to a pump. Now, the other question is it close enough to do that? Because it may not be. I haven't even checked it yet, so that's a problem. Let's see. So if I can't go that far, I can't go that far. So we're going to have to go to here with a pump, unfortunately, and then that pump is going to have to go from there to there. Because I think that could probably reach. That's very unfortunate. My little island idea is kind of falling apart a little bit here. We'll put it as close as we can. So right about here. This is the wrong one. I'm just like looking at it and thinking it doesn't look right. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so it's right about here, I think. Yeah, ish. Let's see what that does. Can I get you to be... Okay, I can. You will reach the side now. That's all I needed to do. Okay. So then you will go in there. Can we do it above ground? It's an underground thing, isn't it? Yeah, you have to go underground. Oh, at least it'll look cleaner on the surface. It'll be really messy underneath, but it'll be fine over on the surface. So I guess there we go. So that's how we will connect all of those. And then from here, we take this and we get another one. Let's say right over here near the edge. I think maybe this is fine right here. And then it's this pipe just takes it from here and goes into there. And it goes down quite a ways, I would think. It's got to be underground, so that means it has to dip low. Yeah, I can make it a little shorter by bringing it up a little bit more. Yeah. And so the boats will go over top of it anyway at that point. Yeah, it's going under. The boats will be right over top of that. It's possible this is a little weird here. Like, this is... Like, it will clip, all right? The boats will definitely clip this. We're just going to pretend that it's underneath, I guess. There you go. All right, so all of that is now queued up, and, you know, nobody's really going to build it yet, but it's all queued up at least. So over here, I anticipate construction will definitely ramp up and go much faster once we get this construction office opened. We just need more vehicles. In the meantime, while we're doing this, any vehicle that can't participate in this, like asphalt pavers and stuff, they are making the roads better as we go, and this one's not quite done yet, but I have a lot of dirt roads and stuff that are sort of running along here to allow the, you know, passenger buses and stuff to go through here. I've had several vehicles go scrap themselves, and I just didn't notice. They drove all the way to the scrapper. I've had Mac E's doing that, so it is what it is. We have new vehicles anyway. There are still the little guys here still doing their thing, but we have bigger ones now too. I just have to find them. Where'd they go? The bigger ones, yes, over here. And they're currently not doing anything, which is really weird because they have so many tasks. I guess they don't have so many tasks. I figured they'd had so many tasks. Let's give them something to do then. I mean, you can't be just sitting here doing nothing. I guess you can. So this is 2 excavators and a bulldozer. And then the asphalt paver is actually out doing something. So I guess there's nothing for an excavator or a bulldozer to do. We can maybe have you, I don't know, go do something over with this. Yeah, and then maybe you actually, you know what? We might be able to get you to participate in this. That, or that. You got to have something to do with that. You got to leave the, get everything prepared. To get the ground prepared for that. I might be able to get the power setup going. So this is our high voltage switch, of course, and this high voltage switch we are going to send. It's a 12 megawatt going underneath the water, so there's no reason for an 18 to go to the border necessarily. But if we do want to start buying power, for some reason over here we need more, being able to get 18 into this is probably more ideal, like just to do it for the future kind of thing. So why don't we run this line from here, and we're going to go at maximum distance. So we'll go like this. Now the connection for the border is on the other side of this highway. It's on the other side of the road, but I don't want the big lines to be going that way. So I'm going to kind of do it this way anyway. I also need to make sure they're not in the way of the train tracks, which... yeah, maybe. Maybe. That's very possible. Let's do the train tracks first. Figure out how they're getting in here. So these guys are going to go... This office is going to be out of the way. Okay, so this office will go. And I think the trains will most likely... I might do something over here, but I think the trains most likely would go over top of this. So we'll have, like, this is going to basically be lifted up like a bridge. So I want to go maybe just a little bit like this to create a signal. There's not really a need for a signal, is there? Not on this. We go up 2, 3, at least this far. Yep, and then yeah, it goes right over here like that. That's fine. It's right where that office is. I love it. So I don't have to move that office right now. Very cool. Now this is a little bit of an issue because you know, with the whole two highway thing, but I think I can get, if I go like this, I can get a road connected right there going underneath this. Yes. So if I do want to do something out this way in this area, I have the ability to do that, which is nice. And then this would then just come right back down from here. We would want it to be down on the ground from there. Yep. And then from there, we go out. And it would be wrapping around. All the way this direction. Oh, it's a little bit off, isn't it? I'll go about there. Actually, why don't we just come from the other side? That makes it much easier, I think. So around there. And then it's gonna wrap like this. Around the edge of the terrain. It's a little too sharp for me, so I guess we'll kind of do it like that. That's good. And then it comes around. It's still a little bit sharp for me there, but that's all right. Connect it there like that. Okay. So now you see everything gets connected through here. And then before the bridge, we have our spot right here where the trains will kind of chill. If they're going to the border, they're going to wait here to get in there. So this whole area here is going to be kind of closed. And the good thing about this, right, is like this area, hopefully, because it's the west side of the river, we're going to have really long trains, right? And like way higher, you know, length, double the length that we've been using. And so I want to give a lot of room here for that. So we've got this over here. And then in this area, right, this is my issue, is this little thing is kind of in the way of right where I want to be. We're going to get, let's just cut this for a second. We'll redraw these so that I can make sure this gets done correctly. So I want you to come out. No, wait, hang on. Get out of my way. I want you to come out like so. And again, longer trains are possible here. So we're going to want to take you. I really wish we could make intersections in midair. It'd be so much better if we could do that. So on this side, I'm doing something different with trains. You probably can't tell yet because it's too early, but I'm trying to make it to where there are no road train crossings. Okay, cars and trains never interact with each other is what I'm trying to do here on this side, and which means I need to lift this up. The other option is to wrap this around, lift it up over there, and then bring it down over here. That might just be the way to go because it is very crowded here. And because it goes uphill here, I may not even need to come back down so much. It could look cool to have like a bridge that goes up and then it kind of merges with the terrain and then comes over. It could look interesting. I think I'm going to try it because it could look interesting. I want to do things differently, okay? We're still on realistic. I'm trying to be... I'm very stubborn. Is basically what it is. I think we're probably at the end of realistic mode. If I'm being real honest, as I've been trying to be here with myself and it's just not working out, I think we're probably at the end of realistic mode here. And I'm gonna say I've been thinking about it a lot. Actually, I put it in the comment already in the last video. I'm thinking episode 200 is the end. I'm thinking we're done at 200. I don't have a single series on my channel that has gone to 200, and it's just like that psychological milestone to hit 200. So I would like to get like pretty much most of the stuff that's already in place anyway. I'd like to get that done by 200 and have it working, including the airport, and have maybe another airport. And there's no way to do that unless I either do one video a month and have it all just playing and spend, 40 hours per video for 1,000 views, or more logically, just turn off realistic mode and get things done. I have 200 million in rubles. It does make more sense to just... I think it makes more sense to do it the latter. So I think we are going to call it quits on the realistic mode run. I have been asked quite a few times. I did address it in the last video, but I wanted to do it a little bit more prominently here. I've been asked whether or not I'm going to play the new DLC for this. Not right away is my answer to that. Not right away. I have well, there's no really real way to say it. I have need of a break from this game. I have need of a break from it. You guys only get one a week, maybe 2 a month. It's a thing that's on my mind all the time. I'm always thinking about this project. I'm always thinking about how, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do now? Is this, what's the next thing? And that kind of thing, it's a little bit taxing from a creation perspective, because I'll start making videos on other games and I'll always have it in my head. Well, I mean, hey, hang on, no, don't do that, because you have to make sure you can still do workers. Make sure you can still do workers for the last 2.5 years. Just make sure you can still do workers. And I never listen to myself, and I have not been making sure that I could still do workers. There are so many projects that I have to do that are not this game. And that, I think, is ultimately where my head is right now. It is, let's get done with some of the other things. I'm not saying I'm done with workers forever. Definitely not done with workers forever. But done with workers for now is probably where I'm going to be at that. So I'm going to get this thing to 200. And then wherever we are at 200, we'll call it quits there. But most likely after this video, I will be off of realistic mode. I will tell you, it'll be there. It'll be on the screen. You'll be able to see it too. But most likely that's where we're gonna call it. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this track back the way it was, because it turns out I don't. Ooh, that's right on the edge of that though. I don't think I would want to do it right on the edge. Not right on the edge. Do this differently. That helicopter needs to go away. It's loud. Go away, helicopter. There you go. Yeah, that's still... Yikes. That's still very close to the edge. Okay, I need to get further away from the edge. Let's back this up. Let's back this up. Oh, I went too far. Well, it's already right there. That's fine. Okay, so I want to have you... Yeah. That's the problem. I'm too close here on this side. Okay, so we're going to make this go about here and here. But it's not super close to the edge. Only moderately close to the edge. Better. Yep. It's a little bit sharp there, but it's not too sharp for a train. And then we'll go right there. Okay. And then we'll just kind of, get rid of all these little extra points. If there are any spare points, yep, get rid of them. A whole bunch of them. And that is good. We'll go ahead and submit that track. Now, obviously, they're not building it yet, but that does connect all of this to that border, which means by the time, when it does get done, that'll be possible. And I think I probably want to start building over here. I think I can probably start hauling things in from the western border, bring it into a track builder. I could probably start doing that. I'm at $7.8 million. What are you guys doing? Oh, are you... The helicopters coming in for this stuff? Yeah. Okay, they're starting to build these wires. Oh, I did want to update you on a couple of other things too. Let's get the terrain thing off. So this office is... Actually, it was on its way. It was in progress of being done, and now it's definitely done. So I want to buy a bunch of vehicles for this too, So I want to get more vehicles over here. We now have this road and a construction office here. Just adding more vehicles that can work on this stuff and anything in the area that we continue to work on, right? We're going to be building waste stuff. We might want to do a second bit to expand on that. We are going to be mining things, right? That kind of stuff. I want a construction office that's more local. Now, unfortunately, they do have to still go this way and enter into this whole system to get their building supplies. That is still a thing that they have to do. Let me make sure also that you are going to the correct location. Indeed you are. Okay, so I want to see that happen. Let's have you unload what you have currently. There you go. And then I think we've got this done. This is electric now. This side is. Yes, this whole side is electric, which means, I believe that means anyway, that an electric train could theoretically use this if there was a way to cross over from here onto this track. But instead, what we're going to do is we're probably going to have to kind of shut this down a little bit. I don't like that idea, but yeah, kind of. We'll have a mix signal here. Sorry, I'm a little slow there. I was actually sneezing and muting myself at the same time. It's a talent. Sometimes you got to have some skills to do this job. All right, so I think probably go in and lock this side down. Yep. So we're going to require them and this crossover right here. So we're going to require the trains now to use this side. And they have to pull in here if they want to get the stuff while we're doing this part. And then that's going to mean I need my track builders to have that selected. Where are you? Right there. I need to have you guys with that on your agenda. Okay, so you can only do one of them right now. Crazy. Speaking of high priorities, let's head all the way over here where our new farm is, because I think I remember seeing the tunnel done. The tunnel is done. There it is. Nice. And it looks like they have already started construction on the bridge. There's a little bit more to go. But yeah, I wonder where they are. It looks like there's a track builder on his way back right here. Just gonna, cheat him. Cheat them back over where they need to go. What else? What else did I want to show you? We have stuff over here is done. I'm getting another thing set up over here. So fuel is a big deal, right? Lots of fuel delivered over here. Currently, the train brings it in over here. This is where the fuel train comes from. There it is. This is the oil train, but it's a train, right? It drops off the fuel here and ends up in this little area here. Well, we have our fuel rats, but they are maxed out. Their connections are 20. They're maxed out. I can't do anything with that. So I need another set of fuel rats, but I don't want another set of fuel rats necessarily originating over here if they have to provide fuel for over here and over this area too. So rather than having these fuel rats tag up with a whole bunch of locations way over here, what I'm going to do instead is have these fuel rats only bring it to here. And they're going to keep this tank full. And then we're going to have another set of fuel rats that do the local area that way. That way, I can take these guys and I can probably eliminate 10 connections here. Maybe even more. And that frees up these guys to provide fuel for this area, for the bauxite area. So in other words, they are just going to be responsible for hauling a whole bunch of fuel over here, and then these guys will just wait and use it when it's needed. But we're getting some loading, unloading things going on here. So, and then there's another gas station here that's good, but then there's another one over here that's not good because I don't have a connection for it. So I need to get the connections for these things. Distribution office is done for the farms. The farm is actually done, so this is nice. We also have the little small distribution office being made over here too. So there actually is progress happening, right? It's not like every video there's nothing happening, right? There is stuff happening. What are you doing? Why are you stopping there? Oh, because you're stuck. Yeah, you just this stuff is the worst, man. Babysitting track builders is the worst. It's okay. I think this is some of the last track I have to lay in this area. Obviously, there's like tons of map to go. And I've heard a lot of people say that if I spread out, you build like way more spread out, that frame rates are actually considerably better. Like, because you don't have to render things on the screen, so it's considerably better. And that's great. I will admit that I do notice the game has sped up when I'm over in this area a little bit. It's not a lot of it sped up, but it's a little bit sped up. Just enough to where, I see stuttering, but not like super bad stuttering. Let's follow this guy. Like, you'll see stuttering It's definitely not stutter free, but it's a little bit better than what I've been dealing with over there. I don't know whether or not, if I was to start another one, right, with the new DLC being, you know, starting in 1930, steam trains, right? That does sound kind of exciting. That kind of stuff, it's obviously would have much better performance because we're starting from scratch. But I don't know whether or not it's going to be any better when we get really big. And if I am going to do the new DLC, am I doing it realistic? If I don't do it realistic, is that even is that even entertaining? Is it even entertaining for me? I love realistic mode. It's amazing. But when you get to this level, when you get to this scale, I admit it is quite the chore to play. It's not unfun. It's just the chore. And when you're a content creator that needs to kick out videos in order to pay his bills, well, I appreciate all of you watching. It's the thing that keeps me going, right? But it's at some point, I do have to look at it and go, you know, are you just being stubborn right now? Or is this actually a good thing for you? And I have been stubborn for over a year. But I think maybe my stubbornness has finally caught up to me here. And yeah, I think probably next video is no realistic. And then I could probably just take this whole thing and go highlight, build with dollars. It'll just be done. Oh, it'll just be done. And then there's over here, build with rubles. 20 million rubles later, completely done, ready to go. Oh, so good. And I have so many rubles left after that too, you know? It'll be nice to have that kind of thing be possible, I think. So this whole thing here is taking a very long time to build, and I don't know if anyone's even getting on it. So I think getting another rail construction office would be a good idea, but then like you have to also provide for that rail construction office. You have to bring all the resources there and the workers. You can't just pop an office down and say, do this. You can if you're off realistic, I guess. You could just put a warehouse down and say automatic buy, right? Yeah, that's great. These helicopters are doing nothing. I'm not sure. I mean, they're not gonna auto search jobs. I think I could probably have these guys go here. The issue right now is that they don't have a local source of gravel. The gravel is out. We used it all. Which is great. It just means that a whole bunch of construction waste and stuff is not piling up, right? But it's not the best because I can't use this. I have to have the helicopters use this source of gravel all the way over here. Like, it's actually this far away. Wow. No, it's over here. Where in the world? Man, I got a lot of stuff built. All right, here. So the gravel's here, right? And then the other office that's over on this side, these guys, they're using this source of gravel over here. I don't have another source of gravel near this office because there just wasn't any land to make gravel at. Like there's no rock over here. There's no terrain that supports gravel over here. Like all of this area is gravel free, I guess, aside from this very slanted mountain and stuff, right? And so I couldn't do it, which like this is pretty nice. So what I could do maybe is get this set up pretty quickly. Once this city's built, I can get this set up, get some workers in there processing it, and then hook up helicopters and then put a helicopter construction office on this side. They would at least be able to grab the gravel and go at that point. Could probably do wonders with our underwater pipe that's over there. And then we've got all of these guys who are still working on the taxiway. It's almost complete. I think this is the last segment of taxiway that needs to get constructed. But it must be a union job because they're just hanging out here. They don't have the asphalt required. I'm not sure what's going on with the asphalt. Well, if you don't have gravel, you can't make asphalt, right? Is that what it is? Hold on. Yep. No, you have it. Can't store it, but it's like 14. You totally could do this. Does this office just not have this job? It does. Interesting. Well, it's high priority now. Maybe it's you guys. I don't know. There's an awful lot of trucks just sitting here doing nothing. They have 17 tons of asphalt. You guys are all sitting there. What is going on here? We got workers. We got asphalt. Is it this? That's supposed to be here. Wait a minute. It's 260 days. This everything is here. It says missing resources asphalt, but you have asphalt in your truck. Okay, I'm gonna control H that and see if maybe that'll kick it into gear. No? Nothing? I think you're all stalled. I think you're all stalled. I think you're bugged out. Something's bugged. We're gonna, oops, that's the UI. That's removing the UI. Let's control H them all. Send all the workers home. And now we have another guy en route. Maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. I just wasted a lot on the labor, but it's fine. That's the other thing I need too. I think another helicopter construction office that goes and gets workers would be ideal. I have to provide fuel for it, of course, but you know, another one that goes and gets workers would be pretty nice. 4 work days left on this one, and then you need some steel and boards, and then we're done. Okay, and then I can get a whole bunch more vehicles right there, and then those vehicles will be able to use this road right here. I want this. I want that made. And we're gonna say I don't have a shortcut for this office, so what I've been doing is just selecting a job. They should be auto searching it though, so I don't think I need to do that, but I have seen a couple instances already where I just did not get what I wanted and they were sitting around doing nothing, and I had to manually select the job. But I don't think that's the case here. Yeah, they're gonna load boards right now. There's the dump truck to get the gravel to bring over here. Yeah, so we're gonna get this segment of road done, and then at that point all of these construction vehicles, they just get thrown right in here. And then this is the one that, you know, is told to do a whole bunch of stuff. Since these roads are complete, I'm also going to get them working on that to complete the roundabout. And then once the roundabout is completed, I think we'll have to take a bit. This is the hardest part, is you can't store asphalt, right? Since you can't store it, I can't get the asphalt to be on this side of the border. So I can't have it in a tank here and then say, okay, make this road asphalt. They won't do it because they can't reach this because the road is under construction. So the only way to make this happen is to get that border connection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the asphalt. I'm going to buy that asphalt and stuff. We're going to get this whole road paved over here all the way out to here, right? And then, you know, get it all the way to this border connection so that is a nice asphalt road. And then we will tell them to make this one. That way, all of these guys will just go get all their stuff from the other border. And then we can have both borders be asphalt roads and it's fine. And then I think you guys, I really don't need you focused on this area. I think I really want to get this area here nailed first. So I appreciate your effort there, little skid steer. He's just working so hard, though. I mean, look at him go. 55 work days remaining. I'll let him do it. Come on. It's a sense of accomplishment. I mean, it's the one. Is he doing it all by himself? I don't think there's any workers out this way. I might be wrong on that. But did he do this road all by himself? Little skid steer? I think he might have. You know? I think he might have. Yeah, based on his speed that he's going, I'm saying he did. I'm gonna let him finish that job because he deserves to have that. We're gonna name this road. This road is I don't know, Bob's Road. Small feeder. I'm gonna rename this guy. This is Bob. This is Bob. And this is Bob's Road. You know, they never did that in the game. They never allowed us to name roads. Like, there should be a button right here to name roads if we want to, you know? That would be really nice to just be able to name the road. But never allow us to do that, I guess. Well, we'll know. We will know that this is Bob's Road. Just this segment from here to here. Then it switches to Main Street or something, whatever it is. But, yeah. From right here, Bob built this road all by himself. No, workers. Don't you do it. Okay, you're going somewhere else. Good. Don't you take this accomplishment away from him. He's got all the gravel delivered, dude. It's just taking forever. Such a long task. 46 work days, and he works at the speed of 9 workers, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, 9 workers. 45 work days remaining. So effectively, we should see this done before the end of the month. Yeah, it should happen before the end of November. That road should be done, provided he doesn't run out of fuel, which I didn't check, but there's fuel somewhat close by. How are we doing over here? This farm is nearly constructed. We need 11 tons of steel left. And then over here, are we getting close to done, man? This stuff just keeps taking up traffic. Keeps holding up traffic. Getting 438 tons of more concrete to go. Yikes. That is a lot. We got, how many? 2 road cranes there? Or 2 big old tower cranes? Can't hardly see them in the dark, but they're there. 2 big old tower cranes right there. And then miscellaneous tracks not yet completed. And it slows all the other train traffic to the point where like these workers end up timing out. I think these ones will make it. But if I hadn't, you know, zipped over here, they would have been lost. Actually, these ones are going to be lost. Traveling in the vehicle, yeah, they're not going to make it to their work on time. Unfortunately, that's just the way that goes. Track builders do what track builders do. We have harvested nearly every crop, every field. The crops are ready for transport, so I still need to transport them. But for the most part, yeah, all of them are getting shoved into here. It's very good. We got some reconstruction happening. More in there, more in there. Trains, bring it over here. And our food is good. Our population is fairly stable now. It's around 76 and a half. We have a pretty stable population. And then when we get the food factory over here going, I expect us to be able to jump to 80, no problem. And then when we get this part here running and we switch over this will most likely happen without realistic, right? We're going to basically scrap all of this, tear it all down, turn all of this on, and then everything will be going over there for waste. At that point, we'll drop the food factory over here, hook up the train network to make it happen, distribution network for that, and we'll be making food locally. We'll set up our distribution offices, our truck offices to bring food to these stores a little bit more reliably. And it's right there. Yeah, 41 tons of food in there. But we do have a more stable population now, more stable delivery for food, and everything is kind of working out. And so you get too many people, they start dying of starvation, then you get orphans, then they get crime, then they go to prison, then they get out of prison. The whole cycle happens, but at the end of this entire cycle, as long as you can control the crime, you end up with a lower population, but stable. And that's kind of what I was looking for here, about 76 and a half. I actually have 700 people without a flat, so I do have people that can move into houses when they are completed. Very nice. Okay, this guy's waiting probably because we're unloading. Oh, he's leaving right now. Look at all that fuel. Charlevitz International Fuel Unloading and Loading. That's the one that's over by Magnitograd. Yes, and you should be, yep, right there. All that fuel. So these fuel rats are doing that. Okay, I've given the recap that I wanted to give, and now I'm gonna let it run just a little bit longer. But again, I just wanted to give you guys a huge shout out and thank you for, 190 videos in and you're still watching this series. It makes me so happy. This is probably, I can't pick favorites when it comes to projects I do. I don't really pick favorites very often, but this project right here is going to be in my top 5, I think, permanently. It feels so good to just have gone this far and then built something this big. And there's still so much map left. It is insane. Who could fill this whole thing? I'm sure somebody has. And I'm sure their frame rates are less than 1 per second. I'm watching this oil train leave right now after it picked up everything over here. And I'm looking at it and it's like, this is so obvious. And I don't know why I didn't see it before, but it's too late. Everything's already in place. I don't need trucks to bring the fuel here. I don't need trucks to bring fuel here. I could have just had them bring it in the train because the train is right here. So instead of building these things, this thing is still good because we pick up the oil. We want to deliver it to people, but sorry, the fuel. fuel. It's highlighting oil. Like I'm looking at it and it's highlighting oil. All I needed to do was this, just right there. Instead of building this here and then like setting up trade routes and stuff like that, I could have just done that. You know, that would have done it. Maybe not so wide, but like that would have done it. And you know what? Why not? Why not just do it anyway? You know, I may not use it, but it's one pipe. And now all of a sudden I can just take the train that's normally stopping here to drop off all this fuel. And they could just keep going and drop it off here too. And then back out. So that's a possibility that I just, for some reason, did not see at all. And it is what it is. It's fine. Okay, all the vehicles have come here. Oh, it's winter time. Good. That's really good. You see my frame rates when winter happens? Yeah, I don't record in winter anymore. I just let it play. And vehicles have started to arrive. I did fill this up, so they're not all here yet, but I did fill this up, so we have a whole bunch of mechanisms here. There is going to be 4 of the flatbeds. We got 3 dumpers, 3 covered hulls, 5 excavators, 3 bulldozers, 3 of the road cranes, a roller, an asphalt paver, 1 bus, a partridge, and a pear tree. It basically have everything for this office so that it can kind of, yeah, it's diverse. It can do a whole lot of stuff. And I'm also noticing maybe all this time on the, is there a gravel here? Or is this just rough terrain from when I was sculpting the land? Could I have done gravel right here? It's construction, right? Yeah, gravel quarry. Yeah, there's some here. A little bit. I think I would want this one though, right? Because it goes out. Yeah. The new gravel quarry that can just... Yep. Like that. I think that's what I would want here. And I mean, it's not much, but I could have put something here, which is not too bad. You still have to have workers, but maybe I could have some gravel processing here and then this construction office could just use it and go. That's not such a bad deal. If I can get a good amount, can I get to 50%? I can get to 50 if I extend the coastline. Do I have room for that? It's pretty tight, but I mean, I could. Just to get a little more, like right here. 53, 54%. That's not too bad. Let's see what we can do here. I didn't notice that before. I'm just not paying attention. It's the balance of a variety gamer is what it is. It's the whole thing where I'm not paying attention. And that's the other, I think that's the other reason to kind of call it quits here pretty soon, right? Is like, this is the kind of game where you got to have a plan and you got to be paying attention to it. You got to know what you're doing, right? And it's, if I go a week without seeing it or 2 weeks without seeing it, I'm going to come back in and I'm not going to know what the heck's going on. I think that's kind of what's going on here. So this quarry, I don't believe needs workers. It's going to list workers, right? It's going to say 100 maximum workers, but you can just put mechanisms on this. So if I go like that, 65% is pretty good. And then I just need to have that come over here and then the workers could be here. Or maybe I go this way. Yeah, have it like right here. This is probably where I would want it, is right here. So if we were processing this gravel, this does need workers. The processing of gravel does require workers. But we can put it right there. Yeah, on the side. I like it. So put this like this. And then it would be, let's say, like that. It's in range of power as well. Well, pending power. It's not quite built yet, but pending power. It's in range of that. And then we just take our road probably from this side. Like that. And I guess I could get a bus stop, but why? If there's only one spot to stop, you just bring them directly into that stop. Yeah. So I'll just have a bus, probably of, I'll say probably 3 buses, 15 or 12 capacity each, making their rounds into Charlebinsk, into Magnitograd, and just bringing people directly here to process the gravel. And then the gravel would then be, let's see what kind of storage we want for this. Probably quite a bit. 1,000. 1,000's pretty good. We just have to make sure that we have good loading and unloading though. So I'd probably put it like this. And maybe on that side. They come straight across. They're going to be here, and then they're going to want to turn around as well. And this is pretty far down to turn around with, but yeah, I think it would have to be this direction, right? Yeah, this direction seems right. I'd go about here, I guess. And that feeds into that, and then the loading, unloading truck aggregate loader, right? We'd put that right along the side here, I guess. Yeah. So probably here. I feel like I want that to be a bit bigger. Also, it would be nice to have a loader that is passing straight through, but that doesn't exist for trucks. Aggregate loading. Yeah. So it's going to be, I guess, right here. Come on, show it to me right there. So now they come across this. They load this, and then they're going to have to turn around. So I'll have to give them another turnaround as well here. So let's give them right after the bridge, I think. We'll go out like this. Whoops, a little bit too close to the bridge. Yep, about like that. And we're going to give them a pretty good turnaround here. They might have to queue up a little bit. There's a lot of trucks for some reason. There we go. And it'll be... Come on now. There we go. Yeah, about like that. And I think I'm actually going to do this not like the Michigan left. Because that's what this whole style is, of having that dedicated slip lane. You turn left to turn right kind of thing. But actually, I could make this happen just real smooth like that. So now they can turn around by just zipping around and off they go. Yeah, I like that. That's good. We'll build that as well. Let's get Magnitograd selected to do that job. This job, this job, this job, this job, this job, all these jobs. This job too. And then I just need to get this to have aggregate going out that way. So for that, we're going to need an elevator. We have a bunch of transfers and stuff. I do have... I think it's hidden. Maybe not. I don't know what features are in this DLC. I do have the DLC installed early. So like by the time this video goes out, the DLC is probably out. But I do have it early installed. I don't know how much of those features are actually showing up in game right now. So there are things like I think I've seen some stuff with trains before too. Yeah, like the train depot. There's these things here. And I think these ones here are the new stuff. They look like, you know, steam locomotive, right? Kind of have the different look to them. I think this might be the stuff from like 1900s and stuff. I don't know, like 1930s. Citizen stations, right? There's this, like these buildings here for train platforms and stuff. This is very new. This is very, like that's very old, right? So I feel like that these are assets from the DLC, and I just don't have them right, like using them right now. Okay, so the road goes that way, and then the aggregate goes from this side. Okay, so I need the elevator. Actually, it just works like this. If I switch it to where, yeah, this will just work the way it is. I don't have to do anything. I do want to get over here a little bit though, I think, because the road. I need to make sure that road, I don't really want to go up this high though. Yeah, I don't want to go that high. There we go. As long as I can still build that road. So we'll do it like this for a second, and then let's see if that road will still build. It will not. That's my only problem. So this is going to have to be flipped. And then we're good to go. So gravel quarry. It was like 60 something percent, right? I'm pretty sure I had like a 60%. 64 is there if I flip it so that the road is on that side. Yep. 64, 57, 61. Ooh, maybe I can't get quite because of flipping it. I may not be able to get the same percentage. 61. I think this is fine, especially since there's no workers. But then I also need that one. Yeah, this is a little more challenging. I guess we'll flip this again. Let's try this. Let's try it this way. 64, 65. I need you on that side. Yeah, right there. Right there. 65 right there. I think that will let me build the roads. Yes. Outstanding. Okay. So this road then goes... we can just have it come out this way, I guess. Whatever. That's okay with me. Cool. We're going to need power out this way as well. So we'll grab one of these things and we'll just say that it's located right here. Seems pretty good. Covers both things. Pretty close by. I like it. And then I just need my transformer that's right here. We're going to shift this to where it goes, I guess, this way. And then meets up like that. I know it's a little hard to see because it's winter. That's why I don't usually build in the winter for these videos. But you kind of get the idea, I think. And see, now all these guys are now leaving. They have to go get their supplies. They have to go get the resources to build things. But they are auto-searching this area. They should build all of this. We have a lot more vehicles in the area now. I think that's mostly... At least in part, I think that's why things have taken so long for me, is because I've expanded my population in my cities and I've done all these things. But even though I'm adding construction offices with every town I make, I'm not adding enough of them, I think. Most of them, the majority of their time is kind of occupied by reconstructions. And I just don't have enough vehicles. I think that's the real big part of it, is I just need to have more vehicles. You guys gonna finish this building, or are you just gonna sit on your ass and do nothing? It's the workers. Everything is about buses right now. I think the workers are not being brought here. Where are they being brought? Where's the bus? Not there. Those two these things all just need to be gone. Like all the used vehicles I bought, they just need to go scrap themselves. Here's the bus. You're going to the warehouse. No, you're not. Can you not do this? How about this? Here's what we'll do. We'll cancel all the jobs this office has. And we'll tell them at this specific office, we're going to have you do this. No? Oh, you can't get in there anymore because this road isn't done. Fair. All right. Well, in that case, this needs to be higher priority. Yeah, they're not doing this fast enough. Get these things done, please. And then make sure that you're doing these jobs instead on the highest priority. Bring the workers over here to finish those jobs, because it's really just 14 work days and then a little bit of asphalt, but it's fine. Then you can get it done. Or you could just give in to terrorism. I'm just going to have my helicopters come over here and finish that office. Let's just come over here and do it. Helicopters will zip over there and finish it. Okay. So this is video 190. I think it's been a little bit. This is a little better than last video. This is kind of what I wanted to do for last video. You know, the last video, I actually had it ready to go for 2 weeks. And I've been looking at it kind of going, you know, I'm not happy with it. There's not enough happening here. I think I'm going to pull it and I'll add to it. And so I did. I pulled it. But this has been like the busiest month of my life with just all sorts of things, different jobs, and my family. Lots and lots of stuff for my son this month. If this was June, totally different story. 189 would have been like basically like this. But now you get like this with 190 instead. So we will probably, not committing to it, but probably we will end realistic mode starting next video. Okay? Just be prepared for it. It may not happen, but it probably will happen. We're at 177 million rubles, almost $10 million. We can spend this and have so many things just, you know, done. Take care, guys. Love your faces. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.